Slow ball spark. You want good words? Data language.
Talk real sports with a real man.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
And now, here's the be-all, end-all, know-it-all of high school, college, and pro sports. Aaron Skinny Count with the Skinny on Sports.
We're talking about practice, man. I'm the MVP.
Good Boomtown Grill Thursday out there, Western Oklahoma. Welcome to the Skinny on Sports, right here on 98.1 FM, the Sports Animal. Glad to have you along for the next hour. We got all kinds of things to talk about. The transfer portal has come to Western Oklahoma. Something we've known for a while, but didn't want to get out there. It's out there now. We talked for years now, the last few years, about how you can't get, like, look ahead in college football, college whatever it is. And unfortunately, for one of the schools out here, it's going to be a little bit tougher to do what it looked like was possible. So we'll tell you what that means coming up here at the end of the show. An interesting article, and I think we may have done this one last year as well. So Bill Barnwell on ESPN.com, he calculated that there's 155 players in the NFL right now that if they were traded would garner at least one first-round pick. That would be their trade value. 155 guys that are worthy of, if your team traded them, worthy of getting at least one first-rounder back. Okay? And could be multiple, depending on their value.
Yeah.
So my question with you haven't looked at this yet, have you?
No.
Good. This is going to be fun. Who do you think would bring back the most first-rounders? And it's
like what team?
What person?
Oh, I see.
What player?
Okay.
Players. And it's obvious quarterbacks are going to bring the most value if you traded your quarterback. And that's certainly what there's 5 guys that he believes would garner at least 4 first-rounders. I sort of disagree with him with where he's got one guy above another, but we'll get into that. But who would bring back the most first-round picks? And then also non-quarterback division. Because quarterbacks are just so more insanely valuable if you have one. Then you'd have to pay bukus to get these guys. I mean, they're not going to be traded, but if they were. But then what about the non-quarterbacks? Who do you think what non-quarterback would get the most first-round picks? Here's the deal. There's a bunch of guys that he believes would get 2. Certain guys would get 2 in other things, not just the first-rounders. And it's also an interesting breakdown of which side of the ball a lot of these guys play versus the other side. World Cup final is set. Did you think either team, Spain or Argentina, was more impressive than the other? Argentina, man, they are like, we've seen these teams in the past, but that was the big mantra around Norman last year. At the end of the college football season was hard to kill. I'm going to tell you something. Argentina it looks to me, impossible to kill with the way that they played in this World Cup. I mean, it's like, don't even worry about the first 80 minutes. Just tune in with 10 minutes of regular time to go. And you see it, and you could feel it yesterday. England scored that goal 10 minutes into the second half, but you could just feel that Argentina was almost inevitable with the way that then all of a sudden – I guess you can't play like that all game. Because if they did, they'd win 10-0. But I guess you're probably vulnerable in the back end if you do what they do at the end of those games. But, man, you could just feel it. Messi, he didn't score yesterday, but he got both assists. If he wins on Sunday, does that cement him as the GOAT?
I mean, this is really a question you'd ask Scott tomorrow, but
he's not going to be here tomorrow.
Oh,
nobody's going to be here tomorrow.
Good night.
But me. So we got that with the World Cup final coming up on Sunday, and then we'll have an early look at the British Open leaderboard. Fascinating names.
Did you get up?
No, good Lord. I did I don't know what time. I didn't even look at my phone. I looked at my phone, but I didn't pay attention what time it was. I did get up one point to go use the restroom, and I checked the leaderboard. And it was pretty early, like 2:20 maybe, 2:30. It wasn't a lot, but about half the field is done, getting pretty close to the morning wave being done. The afternoon wave is starting to tee off. Some interesting names up there. One really interesting name to me because of the way he's performed so far this year in the majors, and this not seemingly his best fit, but he's right there. So we'll talk about that. And a fun fact for one of the leaders that I just found out, that he may his game may be altered because of the dry conditions. And I'll tell you what that means as well. Okay. 225-9698 is the phone or the text line. That is 225-9698. Give us a call, shoot us a text. We can talk about any of those things. Whatever else might be on your mind, feel free to chime right in at 225-9698. If you're going to be outside the listening area, a couple ways to stay in touch with the show. Log on to kadsam.com or download the app. Paragon app's got it all. Radio, Penny News. Brand new edition of the Penny News is out right now, so go pick up a free copy of the Penny News. It's your favorite local newsstand. Big Elk and Paragon TV right around the corner. With the high school football season getting ready to start here in about a month and a half. And the Skinny on Sports podcast available anywhere podcasts drop. How are you today, Jared Atha?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Did you get up?
No. Are you kidding me? No way. No. Yesterday it's like one of those rare equinox type sports days or nights. You know, we had the semifinal game, but after that there's no sports. No, I did not watch the ESPYs. I don't care about that. I mean, it doesn't interest me. But I watched a scary movie, and as soon as that movie was over, I was too scared to go to bed. I mean,
Oh, dear. What'd you watch?
I had to go to bed. It's called Obsession. You ever heard of it?
Never heard of it.
It's freaky. I kept hearing about it. People kept telling me about it, and I'm usually not a scary horror movie. And this one's like more psychological, but it was like, whoa, at the end. You're like, excuse me, it was ooh, kind of. And the bad thing, I went to the garage to watch it because I didn't want my kids to walk in the living room when scary parts were happening. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically a kid or a guy has a crush on a girl, but the girl doesn't like him, and he gets some kind of thing from like a wizard store or whatever, those novelty stores. Turns out it's real. He can make a wish.
Oh, wow.
Well, it does not go the way he thinks it goes. He's like, I wish she loved me more than anything in the world. And yeah, it's like she is like insanely obsessed with him. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You just have to look it up. I guess it's a hit. So I kept hearing about it and reading about it. The budget was insanely low, but it brought in a ton of money in the theaters. Mm-hmm. And then they said the girl who plays the basically possessed girl in the movie, they're saying this girl's up and coming because she played it so well. Like, keep an eye on this girl. So I'm kind of a movie buff when it comes to that stuff. Like, all right, I'll keep an eye on this girl, see what, if she becomes a big actress.
Household name.
And that's why I was like, well, I could say I saw her in her first movie before, but she was good. I mean, it was crazy because, there's this normal person. Then as soon as she got, as soon as the wish was made, she totally turned this different, obsessed psycho girl. And the range there was pretty cool to see. But if you want a good scare, you and Kara should sit down and watch
not happening.
This one.
I can promise you that's
I did know it's on
happening.
Peacock, so if you want, do you have Peacock?
No Peacock.
You should, because it has the open. You could watch the open on Peacock.
Yeah, that won't happen. I'm just going to tell you right now. That will not be one that we will partake in at all. All right, so Open Champion, or no. Excuse me. The British Open started today. I think it was the first
You're
time.
Not going to call it the Open.
No, it's the British Open. 12:35 our time was the first tee time today. So far, 4 under par is the lead. It's baked out, just as we talked about yesterday, down the fairways. The greens seem a little soft. Balls are spinning backwards on some of them, which that's not something you normally get to see at the British Open. Normally bouncy, having to land it short, downwind, all that kind of stuff. But they're able to control it a little bit on the green so far. There's a 3-way tie for the lead with 2 guys in the clubhouse, Sungjae M at 4 under and Dan Brown, an Englishman, at 4 under. And then joining them right now with 1 hole to play is the guy that has missed every cut in the majors so far. Now, he is a 2-time major champion, but the British Open does not seem like the one for him, but it's Bryson. Bryson DeChambeau, 4 under par, tied for the lead playing the last hole. That group was so interesting. They put him, Scotty, and Tyrrell Hatton together. All those guys are playing pretty well, with DeChambeau tied for the lead at 4 under, and then Hatton and Scheffler at 2 under. Scotty must have bogeyed the par 5 17th, and he hit it right down the middle. So I'm not sure exactly what he did from there. So we were just getting started here. But I've seen a lot of funny remarks about that grouping, where every bad shot Bryson will hit, he'll blame his equipment. Every bad shot Scotty hits, he'll blame Ted Scott. And every bad shot Tyrrell Hatton hits, he just blames the universe. Yeah, I saw it yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before. One of the BBC guys was following some practice rounds. They showed Bryson hitting a bump and run 3-wood from 150, just rolled it all the way onto the green, just to kind of show how hard and fast those fairways are rolling. And then another one with Tyrrell. The guy asked him, he's asking him how his game is, and he said about a 5 out of 10. And he goes, okay, so we'll see you in the final group on Sunday. And Tyrrell goes, no, you won't. I'll be on the sofa watching. That's the way I feel right now. And now he's 2 under to start with that morning wave just about done. But that was an interesting group. There's the mix of weird names that maybe maybe you don't know. Alex Smalley from the U.S. was 5 under playing the last hole, hit it out of bounds. So he ends up 3 under. A name that a lot of people that pay attention to golf, it's probably not one we know. I mean, I've heard of him just from maybe the Korn Ferry, but Ryan Gerard, there was a lot of people that really liked him this week, and he's 3 under, just as far as guys that you don't really know. And then all of a sudden you see...
Why did everyone like him?
Yeah, just the way his game fits. I think he played pretty well last week at the Scottish, and he's played some events over there that he's excelled in, so just maybe the fit with the way he plays. And all of a sudden, I mean, how long has it been since you heard the name Henrik Stenson?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, he's shot 2 under today. Francesco, a former winner of the British Open, he's 3 under. Haven't heard much of him. I mean, it's like that pine cone on 15 at Augusta that year that Tiger won, like swept his game away, and now here he is back. See how long he can hang in there. Robert McIntyre is always going to be a fan favorite in this tournament. He's a Scotsman, but that's going to be a name that people are going to root for. He shot 3 under as well, made a boatload of putts throughout the day. So it's an interesting mix with different guys finish, now guys getting on the course. Our Tommy Fleetwood, fan favorite, hometown boy, Eve, and John Rahm had it 2 under, and he's made a couple of bogeys to fall back with even in that same group. But so Dan Brown. Dan Brown's an Englishman. He was in the running a couple years back. I do remember this name. But here's what's interesting about him. After the round, he was, having his post-round press conference. And he does something on the course that you just don't see much anymore. You used to see it all the time.
What's that?
Any guesses?
I can't think. I don't know.
He smokes heaters.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I think he was maybe informed as his day went along that he was not going to be allowed to smoke cigarettes.
Okay.
Because of how dry it was.
Oh,
They were afraid he was
the
going to
fire
catch the course on fire. And what's funny is last night when I got home, I was watching like recaps of old British Opens at Birkdale. And one of them was 1976 when Johnny Miller beat a 19-year-old Seve Ballesteros to win the British Open. Then the other one was Spieth. So when Spieth won in 2017, it was wet, it was rainy, kind of like you're always used to, like we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
But in 1976, at the time, it was like the hottest summer on record in England. And in the third or the fourth round, behind one of the greens, the bushes caught on fire.
Oh.
Like they had to stop play to come fix the fire, like put the fire out. And it was so funny to see like Nick Faldo was on there talking about it, and he was his first year as a pro. Like that's how long ago this was. But they literally had to stop the tournament to put the bushes on fire that were on fire out on the golf course. So maybe there's somebody there that remembers that, and they're like, "Hey Dan, put the heaters down, bro. You're gonna catch the course on fire." He said he smoked like 7 or 8 today. And so he was like,
I mean, do you not like have a half full
like water bottle
that you can just throw him in?
I guess you could
in his bag.
So that could be.
I get it. I mean, little ashes and stuff.
That could be something that's interesting to look for Dan Brown. Is that going to throw his game completely off because he's not able to smoke heaters?
I mean, I don't know. You mess with rhythm, mess with.
It's what he does.
That's what he does.
Yeah. Maybe
I guess we'll find out. Maybe
he can get paired up with Ryu Hisatsuni, the one that takes the little drink of water before every shot, and he spits it out after he hits the shot. Maybe they can follow each other around, and when Dan Brown wants to ash, he can do it right after Hisatsuni hits the shot, and he can just spit the water on the ash, and we'll all be good. But just underway. There's a lot of golf to play, but I really that grouping of DeChambeau, Hatton, and Scotty with their personalities, I could have really seen that going the way it did today, like everybody kind of feed off of each other, or the other way, just because those guys can get fairly negative at times. Even as good as Scotty is, he can get kind of whiny and negative, and instead they've kind of rode the positivity train to some good rounds as they're finishing up right now. So we'll see kind of where everything settles out as everybody else gets back on the floor, gets on the course this afternoon, that last wave. Let's see, who did you pick? You had Fat Pat. He birdied the first hole. Made a long putt for birdie.
So Goddard started. He's through 2 even. Who else? I'm looking
Rory.
for guys.
Rory hadn't teed off yet. He's about to get going.
Rory hasn't teed off. He was my guy I picked to win it. Who was my third? I should write this down, but I think, well, we recorded, so it's on record.
Who was your other guy?
Who did I pick?
Because I had Fleetwood, and you had... Don't remember.
It'll come to me.
Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty.
You had Scotty. That's right. So you're in pretty good shape so far with the guys that you picked. The one time I don't pick DeChambeau, there he is. Tied for the lead. But like I said, long way to go. If the greens will get a little harder, like the rest of the course is, it's going to be fun because the ball's bouncing everywhere on the fairways and stuff. But hopefully the greens will get that way as well. So we'll continue to monitor the British Open, and hopefully Dan Brown will figure out a way to be able to smoke his cigarettes and keep on playing well instead of burning the golf course up and having to stop like it happened in 1976.
That's like me when they installed the turf over here at the Fiveplex. I always had a rhythm with everything I did, and I had the
sunflower seeds
and gum. They didn't like gum either. They don't like gum either.
Yep. With improvement comes things you lose.
Evolve
or die.
Yep.
Yesterday, the World Cup, second World Cup semifinal down in Atlanta, England versus Argentina. Do you realize the rivalry that is England and
I
Argentina.
was hearing about that.
The hand of God goal from Maradona back in Mexico City in 1986.
It goes back to even
the
countries
60s.
just hating each other. I guess there's a group of islands off the coast of Argentina that are actually owned by
The British.
And the Argentines, they do not like that. They've always felt like those are our islands.
a match
They
between
should have played for the islands.
a match between those two is how we got cards.
Really?
Like in the 60s, they were playing and the referee couldn't speak Spanish.
Okay.
And he was trying to send one of the Argentine players off with what turns out to be a red card after this match. So because of the language barriers that happen between the referee and some of the teams, FIFA came up with red card and yellow card designed after stoplights.
Okay.
Like red card is stop, you're out. Yellow card is caution. And a big part of that what happened from this match, from an old England-Argentina match, and then they used that because everybody could understand it. Like the colors went worldwide.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Interesting.
England.
Do you think now, like, does FIFA require these officials, you have to know multiple languages?
I was wondering that because it does, and maybe it's just the language of soccer and the hand motions that they all understand.
But you see, like, when
they all come up to him,
they always come up and they look like they're talking. He's talking back.
Maybe you just know a few words like "stop it,"
right, or no,
quit,
play on, or just learn how to say "play on" in Spanish.
They do the hands, like that's not a foul. Get up,
and let's go,
and that kind of thing. Man, England scored. They looked in control. And for soccer people, maybe you understand this better. You can, but as soon as they scored that goal in the 55th minute, 5 minutes from then, it was like England went into they were trying to hold on for 30 minutes, defensive shell, and then Argentina had the ball the whole time. And it was like the prevent defense in football, American football, prevents you from winning. And for 30 minutes,
not to lose.
It was just they just completely changed the way they played. They never had the ball. I thought Stu Holden, the color guy, immediately when he saw it, they made a couple of defensive substitutions. He immediately said England cannot fall back into a total defensive shell. They have to try to possess the ball to at least waste some time, if not try to go get a second goal. And they just flat out didn't. And by the time it got to, the 80th minute, it just felt inevitable that Argentina was going to at least tie it because of the pressure that they were exerting. And finally they did. England was 4 minutes of normal time away when the first goal happened. And then, of course, Messi with the ridiculous right-footed pass, which that's not necessarily his forte, but those guys can do, or he can do whatever he wants to with either foot, obviously, and just served it up. I'm not kidding you. That second goal, that pass was so perfect. I'm pretty sure we could have headed that one in. There was nobody there. Just incredible play by him, and eventually, so Argentina wins 2-1. Do you think either team that's in the final, Spain or Argentina, look more impressive than the other?
Spain. Argentina.
For the full game, I totally agree.
The full game, yeah. But we never believed that Argentina was going away, even when it was 1-0 England.
They've done it
the
whole tournament.
The entire tournament. Then something about them, right? It's never say die, comeback kids, whatever you want to call them. But if you got a guy like Messi on your team, you're always going to have that chance. But it's been crazy. Full-on iron in the fire, and then they pull it out the last minute. It's crazy how they're doing this, but as a whole, though, as a team start to finish, Spain's looked the part so far. We would have said France, but look what Spain's done. So they've kind of taken that mantle away from France with their win. I'll say Spain as a whole, but was it Sunday, the final? I wouldn't be shocked if Spain's up 2-0 And like you said, don't turn it off. Don't walk away. Don't lose attention, because I would not be shocked if Argentina does it again. And I hope they do, because that would make for one heck of a run in a World Cup and one heck of a World Cup final.
So they were talking about it after it was over and what this Argentinian team has done with the Copa America title leading into the World Cup last time that they won. Mm-hmm. Then they won the Copa America again 2 years ago, leading in Thierry Henry, the Frenchman, who was pretty sure won a World Cup back in the day, was like, this is the most dominant run we've ever seen. Argentina's trying to be the first back-to-back World Cup champs since 1962. That was Pelé in Brazil in 58 and 62. It's only happened twice. Italy did it in the 30s, like the first two ever. And then so where does this, if Messi wins, Argentina wins, it's hard to imagine him not being involved in a goal, however many they score. Either he's putting it in the net or he's serving it up to somebody else. He's now, after yesterday, the all-time career leader in goals scored in a career for a World Cup, and the all-time assist leader for a career in the World Cup. It's going to be his final World Cup game. He's already said that. This is it for him coming up on Sunday. If they win, it's hard for me not to say Lionel Messi is the GOAT.
Who before that? Pele?
Probably.
And I question that, because I'm like, do we say Pele's the GOAT just because he's the most popular? You know, when we think soccer as novice fans, we immediately go, okay, Pele? Ronaldo? No, Messi is with the. I've always said it's hard to argue against analytics and numbers. Some people frown upon analytics. I think in-game analytics you can frown upon, but stuff like that that are more concrete, hard to argue against that. No matter what happens on Sunday, if he's involved in somehow assist or goals. Now, can you say it if he loses? Say they lose 2-1, he's the one. You know. That'll be another conversation to have on Monday, but I mean, he's up there. Definitely on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, there's no doubt that he's in that.
You know how I know is he the most popular soccer player in the world right now?
Oh yeah, I would think. No
you know how I know that?
Because you know who he is.
Because my kids know who he is. My kids, they've never kicked a soccer ball in competitive fashion ever. They've never played soccer. I was shocked on Saturday when we had the game on at Dad's, waiting for fireworks, eating hot dogs and burgers, and they were watching the game and saying that, yeah, he's number 10. I was like, who are you talking about? Like, Messi. What? How do you know Messi? Oh, yeah. They don't like him. That's the funny thing. Like, we don't like Messi. Like, have you been watching World Cup at home? It's crazy. But that's when you know, like, this dude's popularity is through the roof.
So Pele won 3, 58, 62, and 70.
Now, I'm not knocking it, but don't you think the competition's a lot better now than it was then?
Probably deeper. I mean, this is kind of the Tiger Jack Nicklaus conversation.
Yeah.
It's probably deeper with more good teams. I don't know that the best of the best are better now than they were then, but I would say that it would be natural to say that.
And that's in all sports. I'm not knocking soccer.
Right.
I mean, that's in all sports. You know, you're not seeing anybody score 100 points in the NBA like it was back then. But back then, it was like, was there a lot of resistance there? Probably it's hard to see that happening now. Although, you know, we did talk about.
The one thing about the 1962 World Cup is he got hurt.
Oh, wow. Hurt in what part of the tournament?
Early.
So
they still went along. No, he was done.
Oh, wow.
But they still went along to win the cup. So I guess you could say 2-2 if Messi wins. Mm-hmm. And then just he only played in 4. It'd be a good argument. I mean, I think it'd be those two atop the mountain. And do you like the new school or the old school? But I think part of the way that it seemed like he has been central to everything that has happened in these late game comebacks, either scoring or assisting, or just, I mean, you can see when they get like yesterday when England was all standing in the box waiting for him to get to him. Every single Argentinian was looking around like, all right, where's he at?
That's when you know.
Where's he at? Okay, here you go. Now do your deal.
Effect. Yeah.
All right, pass it to him. He'll score. So he's definitely the best one we've seen.
Yeah.
With our own eyes, for sure.
And speaking of soccer, it's the Oklahoma City announced the team that will play in the new outdoor venue.
The United. I guess.
Did you watch the debut video? Watch it. The voice you hear narrating it, Russell Westbrook. Yeah.
That makes sense. He's involved in it.
It plays homage to the whole state, not just Oklahoma City. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. We'll be back on a Boomtown Grill Thursday.
If you're hungry in Elk City, there's one place people keep coming back to. Boomtown Grill. Plenty of TVs, a great bar, and a dining room where the food is the real star. Boomtown's kitchen turns out hand-cut choice Angus steaks, burgers ground in-house every single day, and Boomtown's handcrafted pizza that just might be your new favorite in town. Tuesday night, enjoy chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes, peppered gravy, and a roll for just $4.99. Thursday wings are only 50 cents. Boomtown Grill, 2103 South Main in Elk City. Come hungry.
The Skinny on Sports.
Welcome back. It is a Boomtown Grill Thursday. 50-cent boneless chicken wing day at the Boomtown Grill, 2103 South Main. Hand-cut, hand-breaded, fried to perfection with all the different sauces that you could put on there. At the Boomtown Grill, it's delicious. Go check it out. It's the place to be. Probably can watch some British Open rerun. Baseball gets back tonight with the Phillies hosting the Mets. The second half of the
Tonight
season.
already?
Yep, out of the All-Star break tonight.
I thought we had another day.
Yeah,
Cool.
just the one.
Just the one. Okay.
And probably because the All-Star game was in Philly. So the Mets just stay there or what have you.
Okay.
They get going.
How many Mets were actually All-Stars? Was there Soto? No, he was hurt. I don't know.
They're 40 and 57. So probably not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot of All-Stars there for the Mets.
But the AL West leading Rangers didn't have a lot either, so it doesn't really mean anything.
Does everybody still get one?
I honestly do not know.
That used to be the thing. Back in the day, everybody got an All-Star. All right, so Bill Barnwell.
Yeah, you're going to have to explain this to me.
So he wrote this article, posted on ESPN today, and it's basically a trade value column, but with picks, with first-round picks, and we know how valuable first-rounders are in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And so the question on the table was how many first-round picks, or how many players have enough value at whatever their position is that if Team A wanted to trade that person, they would get a first-round pick back. And he surmised that 155 players in the NFL are worthy of being traded for at least one first-round pick. Okay?
Were there any that would bring multiple?
Oh, yeah, there was a bunch.
I could think of a couple quarterbacks that are that valuable.
A lot of quarterbacks had multiple first-round picks. There was, in his opinion, there were 5 that would get you at least 4 first-round picks back.
Let me get this straight. One, for instance, we're about to dive into this, but say it's a Mahomes. He could get back 4 first-round picks.
More than that.
2, 3, or 4, something like that. One trade?
In one trade. So there were 2 guys that he said.
That's Herschel Walker stuff, man.
Yes. There were 2 guys he said would get 7 first-round picks back if you traded them right now.
Commanding a draft. Man.
And through years.
Spread out.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Who do you think those were?
Josh Allen. No, Mahomes. That's it?
Those two. Those two were at the top of the mountain with 7 first-round picks. Do you agree that they are the 2 most valuable players in the league?
Yeah, because they can give you immediate impact. It depends.
And
say it's the Jets, right?
Right.
Jets, I'm sure, have a lot of equity in first-round picks with how bad they've been over the years. I don't know off the top of my head, but I could, for a win now, immediate impact player or players, those two guys would move that needle, and it'd be worth those picks.
I think you get both ends of the spectrum with those two. Yes, you get immediate because they're the best two quarterbacks in the league, but B, they're also still young enough to where you would sacrifice down the road enough because they're both 30. So you're planning on at least 5 years of high caliber, top of the league type play, and that probably makes it worth it. Now, how you supplement around, or maybe it's one of those teams.
That's the question
well,
there. Yeah,
if you're, say, the Rams, they haven't cared about first round picks since the Stafford trade, and that's been a lot longer ago than you realize.
Right.
They just don't care. And so, say Stafford is done after this year. Okay, yeah, we'll give you our first rounders through 2035 or whatever it is to bring one of those two guys onto that team that's still kind of ready made to do it. That would be one, or the awful teams would probably do it, even though they probably shouldn't because they need more around said quarterback than that. So those were the top two. Who do you think is third? He says another quarterback in the league would garner 6 first-round picks.
Oh, wow. Jackson?
Jackson was only 2. And he kind of had.
I'm trying to think like who's young but has shown us something and who has a future.
You're on the right track. I actually disagree with which one he has here.
Burrow
is 4. So what that tells you, Burrow and Mahomes and Allen, same age. Mm-hmm. But in his mind, I'm sure part of it's injury.
That gives you pause, yeah.
That would give you a little bit less or more pause to where he would be 4.
Mitch Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Jackson. I'm missing something here. Bo Nix is too young. Not so much proven. What about Drake May?
Drake May.
He
says Drake May would get 6 first-round picks.
Well, that's why I had him in my, top 5 for the next 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one other young guy would get 4.
Did I say him?
Not yet.
I didn't say him. Washington, quarterback.
He was 3.
Okay. Help me with his name. I'm doing it again.
Jaden Daniels. Daniels was 3.
Yeah, by the way, the new quarterback series on Netflix is out. You should watch it. Because he's featured. And Baker's featured.
Same draft as Daniels.
Help me.
Caleb.
Oh, Williams, yes. Of course.
See, if it's me, and I get it, Drake May got to the Super Bowl, and Caleb Williams hasn't. But if it's just me,
Daniels had a better rookie season than Williams.
I would give up more for Caleb Williams than any of those other two.
Would you?
If it's just me.
After last season,
just because he's more talented.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to those other two guys. They're fantastic. Yeah, Daniels led his team as a rookie to the NFC title game. Then, of course, injuries last year derailed him a little bit. Drake May got his team to the Super Bowl. But for me, I would rather have Caleb Williams than either of those two moving forward. And so I would give up more to get Caleb Williams on my team than I would Drake May or Jaden Daniels. That's just me. I just the talent there. You just figure eventually you can teach him how to just be a quarterback, right? And then all the cool stuff he can do would supplement just playing quarterback. And I think he started doing that with Ben Johnson toward the end of the year.
I think so.
He started seeing him kind of become a quarterback where we never really saw that either at OU or even out at USC with Lincoln. His improvisation was like his go-to instead of just being the quarterback.
Right. It's the I get it. Like, and it worked for Baker too in college. Just that pocket collapsing quicker than what he thought it was. Started using their legs. Can't really do that all the time. If you want a long career, you can't do that in the NFL.
Yeah, and
you have to learn to sit in that pocket and make those throws and
using the pocket as opposed to immediately running out.
Right.
And that's
I think
something.
that's what hung him up his freshman rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
Is the things that made him great in college. That it's just a different level in the NFL, a lot faster. So, and he did settle in. So that upside there is absolutely a thing.
No, I think so. I think his ceiling is just higher than the others, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Even though those two guys are good. So quarterbacks were the most valuable. I think Jordan Love was 3 first-rounders. Daniels was 3 first-rounders. And there were some other guys with 2. The more interesting question to me is who are the most valuable non-quarterbacks in the league? Now, he didn't have anybody non-quarterback receiving more than 2 first-rounders back in a trade. He had a boatload of guys that would get 2. Now, he did have a couple of guys that, to me, meant he had him higher on the pecking order. That was 2 first-rounders plus something. A player, you know what I mean? Like, not just 2 first-rounders.
Yeah.
So, in your mind, if I said, all right, who's the most valuable non-quarterback in the league? Where does your mind go?
Honestly, it's probably skill position, but my mind goes to offensive line, a guard or something.
There was a couple of tackles that were on the list of 2. There was 3 actually. Penei Sewell at Detroit, Joe Alt with the Chargers, and Tristan Wirfs with Tampa. All he believes all would get 2 first-round picks. It's interesting because there's only 4 positions here that he would have guys.
Okay.
Offensive tackle was one of them.
Okay. I don't feel too dumb.
What?
Wide out.
There was 2 wide receivers. 3 wide receivers. Guesses?
A CD?
Nope.
Not on there. Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson is one of them.
So there's 2?
There's 2 more.
There's 3 more. 3 of them. 2 more.
2
Jefferson.
more wide receivers, yeah.
I don't know.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah. Should have stayed in LSU.
Yeah. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba. He actually had Smith and Jigba 2 plus something. The other 2 were just 2 first-rounders. And then the other 2 positions. That's all the offensive guys, by the way. There were 6 offensive guys. And there's 1, 2, 3, 12 defensive guys.
Who was the highest rated defensive guy? In what?
Well, positions, there's only 2 positions. It's either rush the passer or be a corner.
Okay.
And a majority were rush the passer. Well, a little majority was rush the passer.
Like rush the passer, edge rusher or linebacker, edge rushers?
Yeah, or an outside linebacker.
Or cheetah position. Is that a thing in the NFL? But, okay.
Just looking at it, I think, and we just saw it. Here's the thing. We know what his value is because he just got traded.
Myles Garrett. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
He got a first, second, third, plus Jared Verse, which Barnwell said Jared Verse would be, if he got traded, would be a first and a third. So essentially 2 firsts, a second, and a third for Myles Garrett. Just looking at it, I think he was the top non-quarterback on this list. He's a little older, but still in prime. I would probably agree with that. If it wasn't him, I would lean toward Will Anderson at Houston. Alabama guy.
Yeah.
Still pretty young. Dominant pass rusher. I would probably lean that way. And then you had like Abdul Carter was just a rookie this last year for the Giants. He had him on there. Parsons still on there, even though he's going to miss a bunch of the year with injury. And then on the corner side, and Aiden Hutchinson as well was on that list. The one, I guess there was a middle guy, Jalen Carter, for the Eagles. He's in the middle guy.
I was thinking of him.
Yeah, he is kind of a defensive tackle guy.
So, what about? I'm refraining from looking at this list. I'm just picking your brain about it. But what about someone like Travis Hunter?
I think he might have been one
first rounder.
Yeah, let me look here.
Because we got to think his upside is there.
Yeah, he's on. I mean, he takes up two different spots.
Exactly.
Or can.
So that's why I'm asking. Like, if the Jacksonville's ever to trade him, you're getting two guys here.
Yeah, he was on one.
So we need two guys at least. We need two picks.
It's funny you said that name because he had him at one first-round pick, but he said his value might fluctuate more from team to team depending on who's going to trade for him than any other young player in the NFL. If you think he's potentially elite on both sides, one might not be enough, or one might be a bargain for him if certain teams think that he is elite on both sides. And it cost the Jags 2 in that draft to move up and get him. On the corner side, it was Patrick Surtain, Sauce, Quinyon Mitchell for the Eagles, Christian Gonzalez from the Pats. Then you had one safety, was Kyle Hamilton. I forgot about him for the Ravens, and then Carter from the Eagles. But I thought it was pretty interesting that it was way more defensive heavy on the non-quarterback side. And I think that probably speaks to if you have one of these others, one of the top quarterbacks. I mean, we saw it Tom Brady's whole career. He had Moss, he had Welker, and I think you could make the case that he made Welker as much as Welker made him.
Yeah.
But you look at the rest of them. I mean, Brady and Gronk at the tight end.
Had Gronk.
But as far as just wide receiver talent, I mean, the Patriots were middle of the road to back end, but he made them that way.
And, I mean,
Mahomes has done it.
Mahomes is doing the same thing.
Mahomes has done it. I mean, Tyreek was obviously a gigantic weapon.
But they're still winning without him.
Yeah, I mean, Rashee Rice number one on any other team besides Mahomes throwing it to him? You know, I think it's a positive on the May side of this because Drake May's wide receivers weren't any good.
I know, yeah.
I mean, the one guy that's had the weapons is Joe Burrow.
Yes.
I mean, he's had T. Higgins, he's had Jamar Chase, he's had some dudes ever since he's come into the league. And then Caleb has guys that maybe, I mean, you know, just
they're kind of growing.
We'll
with
see.
him.
Yeah, Luther Burden could end up being, but you know, then
the guy from Washington I was high on.
Roma Dunze.
Yeah, same. They came in the same time.
Yep.
I thought that if they can grow together, man, that could be.
Yeah, and he could Caleb could end up being more Joe Burrow than the others if Dunze and Luther Burden. Yeah, if they start becoming, it'll look a lot more like Joe Burrow with Chase and Higgins than these others. And so that actually could be a point in Drake May's favor to where he got his team to the Super Bowl with not very good wide receivers. No offense to Stephon Diggs, but his ship has sailed quite a while ago.
Yeah, and that's what got New England fans excited. It's like,
yeah,
we got our guy. Now let's build around him. We get back to our winning ways.
I just thought that was just interesting. We knew the quarterbacks were going to be the most valuable. But those position groups, and it's either protect the passer or rush the passer for a bunch of those guys that were non-quarterbacks. And rushing the passer was the next one, the next position group that's most valuable outside of a quarterback, at least according to Bill Barnwell.
That's an interesting study.
Yeah. I mean, none of this would ever, well, Myles Garrett just got traded, so I guess it could happen. But as far as those quarterbacks, It's fun to talk about, but it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Ain't happening. All right, when we come back, a wild summer for Western Oklahoma high school sports.
If you're hungry in Elk City, there's one place people keep coming back to. Boomtown Grill. Plenty of TVs, a great bar, and a dining room where the food is the real star. Boomtown's kitchen turns out hand-cut choice Angus steaks, burgers ground in-house every single day, and Boomtown's handcrafted pizza that just might be your new favorite in town. Tuesday night, enjoy chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes, peppered gravy, and a roll for just $4.99. Thursday wings are only 50 cents. Boomtown Grill, 2103 South Main in Elk City. Come hungry.
The Skinny on Sports.
Welcome back, Skinny on Sports. Skinny had a little bladder issue. Had to run down the hall. Too much coffee and soda. And
Wasn't sure I was going to make it back.
Gotta go. You gotta go. Gotta go to Boomtown. Yeah,
Boomtown.
I got a lunch meeting with our favorite realtor today. I was thinking, where are we gonna go? Boomtown might be where we need to go.
50-cent boneless chicken wings. Boomtown Grill.
By the way, I'm not selling my house. No, let's not get rumors.
Oh, dear. You leaving too?
No. We're not selling. Just hanging out with a friend.
Huh. It is a Boomtown Grill Thursday. It is 50-cent boneless chicken wings. You know what's going to happen tonight, Jared? Breaking news.
We got breaking news tonight. Sports breaking news. What do we got?
Yeah.
What's up?
It appears that Kara and I are going to make our debut in the Thursday night couple scramble.
Hey! Great night for it, too.
Looks like there's a itty-bitty chance of rain. There was an itty-bitty chance of rain yesterday, too, and nothing ever really
Still cloudy
materialized.
out?
Yeah, it's cloudy.
Nice.
Looks like the sun's trying to peek in from the east, though. Yep, making our debut.
Well, good luck.
Not my debut. I played once when she was out of town with my cousin. But as far as Kara and I, this will be the debut of the couple scramble.
I'm going to plead ignorance here. Does couple scramble mean it has to be your significant other?
Doesn't. Just a man and a woman.
It has to be a man and a woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. But you don't have to show, a marriage license or anything.
No.
No.
Well, I didn't know where that was going.
Well, you never know.
I don't think anybody's checking under the hood.
You never know.
If you need $20 that bad, I guess you can play with the man.
According to some people, men can have babies.
I saw that yesterday. Boy, there were some pretty supercharged hearings on Capitol Hill yesterday.
I've been just for entertainment purposes, just watching that.
You know, one of the coolest parts of the British Open?
What's that?
I'm just seeing it again. It's all over Twitter right now. I saw it live when it happened. It's the only tournament where you get to see dudes hit bunker shots off their knees. Hideki Matsuyama on the 17th, a par 5, he hit it in the green sign bunker. And it was up against the close lip. He's a righty, and it was on the left edge. So he had to lay on his knees and hit a bunker shot. He hit it for 10 feet. It's just incredible.
He still looks good doing it, yeah.
Just incredible that he's able to. We're not going to be able to get to that topic today. It's a lot longer than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
A lot longer than 2-minute topic as far as.
Although I know, just a lot of people when it went Facebook official yesterday. A lot of people blowing up my phone for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and so I mean, we can just say
it's been out there, but I'm going to be gone. So
that's right. So
know.
What happened? It was made official yesterday. Insta, Facebook, all that. Canute, Jaylee Gray, her dad, the family's moving to Purcell. The Rob's Ranch out here is closing down, and he's continuing on in Purcell with that organization that he's been obviously in lockstep with, and kudos to him for turning his life around. And that organization had a big part of that, and I'm sure there's tons of loyalty as far as he goes because of what it's meant to his life. And then, of course, on the sports side of it, coming off a state title for the Canute girls in Class A and looking ahead, it was pretty easy to let your mind wander to how many in a row can they win.
Right.
With her as the catalyst and then everything else that was around her. She's going to – I mean, we even talked about Washington after track. The girls that are sophomores at Washington have won 7 state titles.
Right.
Out of the 8 possible. I think they were runner up in one of the is either softball or track. last year because they won all 4 this year. And she's not going to make them worse.
Oh, no. She adds to it. Yeah.
So that will be, we've been going to Washington for a couple of years now to that tournament. Next year, not. Kind of disappointed all of a sudden in that. To be able to see that in living color. But yeah, we knew last year the first year where it was legal to just transfer.
Just open transfer.
Open transfers last year. Wasn't it last July was the first year that became a thing?
I think so.
And
or was it 2 years ago? I can't remember.
It was one of the two.
We knew it was coming.
And it seemed insulated out here to a certain extent.
We've seen some.
But the pride of the smaller schools in wanting to win for the towns, the schools,
that's why I said it was.
It was a little bit insulated out here.
Yeah, and I said that it was because of that. Because your mom and dad played for the school, or aunt and uncle, or even grandparents. The generation thing there, and there was pride there. But it's inevitable. It's going to happen. In this situation, though, it's not so much a transfer thing. It was a job thing.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. And when I was told, and I said, gotta support the family, I totally get it. And, but what sucks is just the relationships. It's, and that's the thing about small towns is you build great friendships. And to see a family like that move on that's a bummer. But the program will move on.
Think about this.
It's a shocker.
Oh yeah.
In town, in the school, it is a shocker. And Jaylee's a great player and a great kid, and wherever she goes, she's going to make that program better, on and off the court. And I wish her the best. I really do. But here over at Canute, it's there's a lot of great girls and young men in that school that's going to continue to win a lot of games. Looking at the roster, I was having this conversation with a fellow dad. I said, that's still a roster that can make state. That's still a starting 5 that can make state. And, that's what you ask. Get the state, and you never know what could happen. And we got a great coach. Great coach over there.
Question on text line. Washington's 3A.
The 3A. I couldn't remember
in
3A
basketball.
or 2A. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're above Merritt in basketball. They're in between.
We'll see more of that. As far as the transfer side, I think we will see more of it.
How about this? I mean, I think you can make the case that as far as Western Oklahoma basketball players from last year, individual players, the best girl and the best boy are going to be in different schools.
You're right with
Caden Gaines going to Viside from Woodward, and now Jaylee moving on to Washington. I think you can easily make that case. Mm-hmm. And it's maybe here we might see, and see, I really didn't know that we would see. I mean, like I said, they're not just transferring to Washington. They're moving for job. That's totally different than just, hey, I'm going to go from this school to that school, like we see in the bigger cities. I mean,
and when you go in that area, that is a destination school. If you have the opportunity to be in a school like Washington,
oh yeah,
who wouldn't do that?
If you've never been, it is ridiculous.
It's well supported. All of it that you'd want is there. So it was a perfect situation.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
It's going to get her. I mean, she's heavy in the AAU circuit, travel circuit. I mean, throughout the country. This will enhance her profile for possibly going to play for a pretty good D1 school, if not in-state, but out-state too. I mean, she's getting a lot of attention.
I'm telling you right now, good luck guarding her and Bentley Brantley.
Yeah.
Both sophomores, by the way.
Yeah.
Good luck with that to anybody that's going to play Washington. Yeah. I actually was talking to a coach that's going to play them coming up this year, just last weekend. And he was like, is this true? And I was like, yeah. He goes, well, that could be an L.
I'm curious because I don't think it's a secret. Canute is in the berth of Frank Teague in the winter. I'm curious to see what that field looks like and if Washington's included. They were in the last 2 winners of the last years, but they tend to kind of mix it up. So I don't know if they coming back.
And maybe TOC Mound.
Probably.
Everybody have a great Boomtown Thursday.
You've been listening to the Skinny on Sports podcast with Aaron Cow. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to get alerts of when the latest podcast is available. Thanks for listening.